What do we got? We got ourselves E-Boy. You looked at all the E-girls. You heard of E-girls? Get ready for the E-Boy. How you doing, my man? We got Karma GG Port in the back. We also got P-Blood. We got Shadow Flash, Vextec on Team Red. We got ourselves good old Boomasaur, C-Bark playing that Feral Druid. Dom gonna have to go last as a monkey. You just got to play Peachy. And first up is gonna be Rose XO versus Karma GG Port. We don't have chill pills here this time. Normally, Karma GG Port just runs in, blows everything on chill pills, one-shots him, and gets out of the game like that. Lexube coming out off the bat onto Rose. Going to be a Hodge, and actually, Rose is going to take quite a bit of damage from the Touch of Death. If the Monk is able to get himself more damage out, Shield of Vengeance coming in. That's actually going to absorb most of that Touch of Death. Actually, all of it. It actually still has a little bit of Shield of Vengeance up. That's going to be a big port for Karma GG. Karma coming out right now. Rose could go for a bop. Not going to do it, though. They're going to let the Shield of Vengeance pop real quick. They're just going to wait it out. Does not want to use any massive defenses quite yet. Just trying to literally walk away from the Monk if they can do that. And Karma is going to have to go for a little bit of hide game. Wings coming out for Rose. Like, so are those the mid-long wings or the real wings? I really hope, yeah, mid-long wings. I was going to say, what if that was real wings? Probably would have seen him mount up and everything. And Karma getting a pre-wall a little bit early. Incap onto Rose. Like, so he's going to have to wait until he has some cooldowns available. Karma not available for a minute. So 60 seconds to wait on the Karma. That's going to be a little bit rough. Not having a trinket either. Rose like so could one-shot you. Good thing you are an Auric Hodge coming down. Is he going to be able to get the most damage out? He's trying to get that execute sentence. Maybe a judgment. Get a hit with a Lexip right after. Trinket for it. Going to be a port for Karma GG Port. Being an Auric does not sit in stuns long enough for Rose to pressure him and lock him down for a moment. Does get a Crucible at the end there. That wasn't even real wings either. That was just a mid-long wings by the looks of it. So far he's been using mid-long wings for his burst. But like now he realizes he cannot Hodge Karma. Or if you do Hodge him, you gotta pop wings, then Hodge, then go. Or you gotta pop, get your execution sentence early, get all the setups, then wings, then Hodge, then burst. Because you have like only 4 seconds or so to get the damage out. Does he even need wings? He's trying to get as much damage as he can. Without wings, he's trying to will Karma down. 9 seconds left until the Karma is available. Maybe Rose is trying to get Karma low, force him to use Karma, gonna press a bop right after, and then try to see if he can knock him down. Maybe a bubble. Good to leverage one of those big cooldowns in order to take down Karma, but that's going to be tough. Just for the sake that he is an Orc. So I think like Karma GG Port, as long as he maintains his health above, what, 70%, he might be just fine. That is going to be a little bit of a, Shield of Vengeance, and Karma does bail out of it immediately. Decided, you know what, maybe the Paladin will use the Shield of Vengeance offensively. Pop it with wings, maybe he'll give him enough burst during that short Hodge window. Karma just needs to maintain his health as best as possible. Maybe stop and heal at one point or another. That's going to be a Hodge. It's not going to be a setup. Rose is trying to go for a big setup. Big Triples Verdict. And down he goes with a big judgment at the very end. Next up is going to be E-Boy playing that Elemental Shaman with Rose. Only having a bubble. E-Boy looking to maybe get a knockback for the guy. Or maybe not. Just trying to actually let his stun. A capacitor totem on top of the guy. He's walking at the dude for a second. I was thinking, like, why is he walking at him? And E-Boy is going to have a little bit of a fun time here with Rose XO. Does have Fraud Shock, which is huge against Rose. Because he's just a perma slow for the Paladin, and there's nothing you can do. You can handle Freedom once in a blue moon. But outside of that, the slows are just going to be deliberating to the Paladin. Trying to use line of sight, forcing E-Boy to get around the corner and get closer. Close enough to get a Hodge or something going. Does get a Hodge, trick it immediately for E-Boy. Does get a bunch of zaps onto Rose XO. And Rose actually does kill one of his totems. Maybe it's a totem that gives him the Maelstrom passively into a stun. Does get out of it with a trinket immediately, or human racial. And E-Boy does have a massive primal elemental up here on top of Rose, dropping down a meteor. And again, Rose, does he have a setup at all? Trying to go for some wings right now. E-Boy not looking all that healthy. Get himself a little bit of a heal. And that's going to be a stun by onto Rose with that Earth Elemental. Does have a second wall for the Earth Ellie if things ever go bad. But E-Boy, can he handle it? 5 minutes in, we are going to start seeing dampening. Carlson in now. So E-Boy getting double wall right now, and Rose is just going to bail away from the double wall. E-Boy does have a Frost Shock rolling. Hodge coming down onto the Shaman. Can Rose go for some big damage? Trying to go for a little bit of a sustained setup into a Lightning Lasso, which is going to take a good chunk of the health out. A couple of meatballs flying at Rose's face. and E-boy looking for a little bit of recovery. These two are just going to go for a little bit of a hit and run with one another. And I wouldn't really ever describe any casters as a hit and run. But E-boy, Elemental Shaman, definitely a hit and run. You have cooldowns, and you have some really strong cooldowns. Your sustain damage, not really existent. Like spamming lightning bolt at people, nah, that doesn't really do anything. But getting yourself a lasso and a Stormkeeper, that's pretty huge. Gonna be a knockback into Rose while they do have Hex. But trying to get that Shield of Vengeance to pop next to E-boy. Maybe he can line up wings together with it. And E-boy looking to get himself a little bit of heal. Hodge coming down. Is this a perfect opportunity for the Paladin to go damage? Trying to see if he can just one-shot E-boy right now. Lightning Lasso to stop him. Bubble coming down. E-boy is still in a bad position. Could the Paladin end him right here? Trying to go for a bit of a heal, but no, the Tempest Verdict in the end does take them out. That's a second person down at a 6-minute mark of Vexitick. I think he's trying to give him a bit of an auto duel. He's trying to let him at least heal up to full. Vexitick, you got Rose XO without a trinket, I think. No Shield of Vengeance. No Bop or Bubble. Bob coming by in about a minute. This is an opportunity to take him out of the game, man. Unless you want to give him the full opportunity. Yeah, it's gonna be wings right now for Vexitick. Rose is gonna stun a trinket for Vexitick right now. Rose trying to see if he can maybe survive. Maybe if he can get himself a little bit of heals. Does he have a hand of freedom at all? It looks like he did have himself some movement slowed, parent effect removed for a second. Maledict onto Rose cannot remove it right now. And this is where Vexitick needs to commit more damage on the Rose, give an opportunity to run. Shield of Vengeance is coming back up. If he could use that Shield of Vengeance to buy himself a little bit extra time, he might be able to get a bop at a little bit later, trinket at a later time, maybe even wings and try to turn around. Vexitick does not have a trinket of his own. Bop and Bubble still available for the guy though. For Rose right, it's a chess match. He's trying to play smart, trying to trade cooldowns as best as possible, trying to buy himself as much time as possible. Vexitick needs to jump on this opportunity while he has it. Otherwise, it's his game to lose at this point. It is his game to lose. And he's actually letting Rose get a full reset? Is that what's going on? He's not chasing. You're just waiting. Are you sure you want to do that, Vexitick? Rose just got themselves Blessing of Protection, man. You sure? You sure that's your plan? I mean, you do you, boo-boo. You play however you want to, but the more time passes, the more time... I mean, maybe he's waiting for dampen. He's like, man, I have a hard time killing this Paladin. Maybe at higher dampen, I'll have an easier time. Some of you guys sometimes for these duels play way too safe, when you can just go in ham. That's gonna be wings right now for Rose. Vexitick needs to know when to blow Bubble, and decide to blow Bubble and go for regenerating. Trying to recover ASAP. Hopefully he has some ability to catch up to Rose immediately. Rose did use full wings and is trying to continue the momentum of those wings right after. Shield of Vengeance coming up for Vexitick. Perfect opportunity for him to get maybe mid-long wings to get that shield to pop. Double shield available for both of them. Vexitick and Rose are still sitting about similar health. And Rose is going to start seeing Vexitick popping in cooldowns. Hodge coming down. Vexitick still has wings. This is his perfect opportunity to get some damage in. Actually bowing out at the last moment. Does have a Blessing of Protection if things ever go bad. Rose still has a Blessing of Protection as well. Actually has a bubble in just about a minute. So now the tables have turned. Vexitick didn't jump on the opportunity when he saw it. Should have probably went super hyper aggressive and offensive with Rose, but that's going to be a Hodge trinket available for it. But Rose still has him in ropes. Blessing of Protection is available, but the Paladin got quite a bit of magic damage there between Crucibles and Judgment. That's a bit of holy damage that goes through Bop. So Vexitick is trying to see if he can recover. That was a Maledict onto Rose. Use a Maledict without any pressure, so Rose, you're just going to wait out the Mally until later. This is where Vexitick should pop wings with Mally and then hammer pressure into Rose, forcing him to use some sort of cooldown. So Vexitick is out of all defensives. No Shield of Vengeance even for 20 seconds. If Rose has a Hodge, he probably has wings right now. And now Vexitick is the one playing very defensive. He is still in the defensive. Once you stand on a back foot, you're on a back foot for life. You got to get on your front foot. You got to get aggressive. You got to get offensive. And Rose was playing defensive for a little bit, but then he was like, you know what? I got to get in there eventually. Hodge coming down to Vexitick. Wings are up and running. One Tempest Verdict could be the end to this duel, and down he goes. Rose taking him out, and next up is going to be P-Blood playing that sub-rogue. Rose has Bop and Bubble back up with a Shield of Vengeance, most like a trinket. So P-Blood is going to have the hardest time ever with Rose right now. The most difficult time in the world. Shadow Step into Rose. Rose just trying to see if he can kite the rogue about. While he has Shadow Blades rolling, trying to go for a little bit of a self-heal, trying to force cooldowns out of P-Blood, maybe a Vanish, maybe a Cloak, has Shield of Vengeance up and running, and that's going to be Cloak and Shadow for P-Blood, trying to see if he can bust through his shield, and actually he's able to bust through his Shield of Vengeance. Rose might even be popping Bop or Bubble here. Same chicken coming out for P-Blood, does have evasion rolling. Rose getting a Hodge onto P-Blood, forcing a trinket out of him, and Rose can maybe get a little bit of damage in, trying to wait out for that evasion, might be able to clap out P-Blood here in the opener. It's going to be Crucible right after, didn't do enough damage. Shadow Step coming out for P-Blood, Bomb coming out for Rose, does he have enough? Vanish coming out for P-Blood. P-Blood cannot get him out of stealth, so this is where Rose can go for a little bit of healing. Only 10 minutes in, 33% dampening is going to be able to get himself quite a bit of healing, and P-Blood is having to go for a reset. Still has to deal with a bubble. Rose staying aggressive, staying offensive. He got P-Blood low in health, no vanish, no cloak, no evasion. This way he can go for a eyes and actually doesn't get stabbed by the rogue either. Just veers away from him for a moment. Might be good enough to end him here. P-Blood dumping down for a second. Rose, if he has a hodge, he could just jump down and get him in a hodge. All he needs to do is now get sapped, and actually it's exactly what happened. Blood finally gets himself a little bit of a lucky break, needs to get himself all the heals in the world. Is he gonna get offensive back with Rose? Does get a not a necrotic, but does get himself a Nightblade, doing quite a bit of damage to Rose, but that hodge is gonna separate these two, and Rose is the one playing defensive here. So P-Blood is gonna start getting CDs back. That was a lucky sap. Got himself a Nightblade. Why did I say necrotic? I might just say Nightblade. I guess every dot is a necrotic now. Rose still has plenty of cooldowns, still have plenty of pressure, still just trying to harass P-Blood whenever they can. At least trying not to let the rogue reset. And P-Blood should still have a blind, if anything. If you can wait until Vanish, he might be in a good spot. Blind into Rose, not gonna force a bubble or anything out of him. There's no way. But P-Blood is gonna be able to get himself a reset at least. Sap at the Rose. At this high dampening though, the healing is gonna be very lackluster. Rose does hold too, probably Trinket, because we can tell because it's a human Paladin. We really can tell. The game has a hard time tracking trinkets and human racials, but obviously a trinket somewhere there, right? It has to be, right? That is going to be another step at a Rose. Maybe he can go for a setup. Does get a Mark for Death going, and that's going to be a trinket for Trinket right now. Double stun for both of these two. P-Blood has some cooldowns rolling, and that's going to be Rose just trying to bail out of that, trying to reduce the damage that the sub-rogue can do. And that's an Orc sub-rogue, so he does quite a bit of damage. It's going to be a shield advantage right now for Rose. Axe, right now. Trying to get the shield to pop next to P-Blood. He does cloak and shadows this a little bit early. So I think he's trying to go for a kick onto Rose, but he goes for a bubble early. P-Blood can go for a vanish if things need to. He has evasion, and Rose is not using the bubble to get offensive. I don't know what the bubble, if that bubble's worth. Maybe he decided to bubble just make sure he has a cooldown available. Now he has no bubble, probably no trinket, no shield of vengeance. So actually P-Blood has Shadow Blaze like he does right now. He could go for a big setup. Could he get a big one shot right here? He doesn't have a trinket, so it's a bad spot into a hodge right now. Does Rose get himself a setup? Not even wings. And down he goes. Should have been very careful about his own health. But I think that's exactly what Rose said to do. Can he trick it out of the guy? Wait it out? Maybe that's why he bubbled, just to buy him some more time. And now it's a perfect opportunity for Shadow Flash to take down Rose. He doesn't have anything but wings. All he has is counter offensive power. That's about all he's got. He's going to be able to definitely get himself quite a bit of healing with those flashlights with wings up and running, even at this high dampening. Getting interrupted. Shadow Flash getting a blade dance. Rose not looking that healthy right now. Does he have a hodge for Shadow Flash right now? Could be anyone's game. Actually, Rose is going to go down. Shadow Flash finally took 5 people to barrage at Rose XO back to back. I feel like this game could have been over a while ago. But some people just play defensive. As the next is looking at Seabark is going to be Peachy instead. Getting a stun into Shadow Flash. The trick is that immediately stun into Peachy, not letting the Feral get his bleeds out beforehand. Is going to get himself an I-beam rolling as well. That's going to be Thorns right now. And he needs to dispel those immediately. Does he get him? He does get him. Darkness coming down for Shadow Flash. Peachy actually not looking that healthy anymore. What is going on? Shadow Flash was in Peachy for just a second, and down he goes. Peachy trying to get himself a little bit of a heal, but this high dampening. He's actually just playing super defensive. Wall is up. He might have a bleed on him or something. But the wall is up, and Shadow Flash is using Crucible as a self-heal. Peachy using that offensively. He does go for an Incarnation to get a stun into Shadow Flash. That Underdog Trinket doing quite a bit of healing stun onto Peachy. I-beam to follow. Shadow Flash could just continue damage. He might stand a chance here. Actually going up in the air, trying to get a bunch of casts onto Peachy. This Fell Lance is doing quite a bit of work, but the bleeds are really just shredding through the guy. Really just shredding through him. Does get rid of that. Is he going to die to the dots? Is he going to die to the bleeds? He literally put a Moonfire in the guy. Shadow Flash, are you going to die to the Moonfire? No, he has Crucible, but it does so little healing. Does stun Peachy. He does pre-wall it ahead of time. Shadow Flash needs to get himself a right blade dance in order to dodge any damage from Peachy. That's going to be a stun off of that. I-beam to follow. Does get hit with a bash. I don't think Peachy got him. Oh my god, dude. This game has so many ups and downs and 6 million damage out of the Paladin. Wow. That's quite good. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, boys. Let's go. We got more people in here. What do we got? We got Aegis in here, 5-1 Hort. Hell yeah, Jeff Gang in here as well, right? Dal, I'm gonna group with Vanilla. I'm lead right now. Sal, do you still have a group you got Spart?